so strongly with destiny through the depths of your essence, but it's in your head. And it's like people outside of your head try and tell you how you gotta be, and to deter you from showing up authentically. Get yourself starting to believe the shit, like blah blah blah. That'd be annoying.
Hey y'all, welcome to Naya's Notes. I am your host, AniyahJelisa. Thank you for joining me here on today. So today we're going to be looking into how do you get under people's skin. Okay, I did this topic on TikTok like a couple weeks ago and it did really well, so I figured I would make a longer version for YouTube. All right, let's get into it. I'm still running the contest for the 1 hour reading giveaway. So if you comment on my latest post, then you can enter. Of course, you also have to be subscribed. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into it. Y'all go ahead and choose your photo. Hey Pal One, welcome to your reading. I am your host, AniyahJelisa. Welcome in. Thanks for joining me on today. All right, it is 4th of July night as I'm recording this, so y'all might hear some fireworks in the background because it's dark now and folks outside, okay? Anyways, yeah, we're gonna just get into it. Let's see. Oh, before I even start shuffling the cards, I was, first I was sitting at my desk, which is where I normally record, but then I was like, actually, no, I don't want to sit here. I'm gonna go over here to where I came by my bed. And so I don't really tend to do that. Usually, like, I'll just stick with wherever I first decided to start recording. So that makes me feel like you all are the type of people to, like, if you don't like something, one, you're not only just going to say something about it, but you're also going to do something about it. You're going to remove yourself or try to, like, fix the problem. And that's one way that you get under people's skin. So you could, if you are around people who are trying to manipulate you or trying to lowball you or breadcrumb you, they might think that they're getting away with it at first when they like try to do this, but you're the type of person that's going to speak up and like be like, actually no, I don't want that, or I'm not okay with that. Like, this could be things, it could be a range of things. It could be things where, you know, you're in a job interview and they advertise one wage on the site and then, or on the ad, and then when you get in there, and you like, okay, so what's the starting rate? And it's like much lower than what they said, even if it's slightly lower, really. And, you know, the manager that's interviewing you thinks that you're going to like just accept it because all the other candidates did. And you're like, no, you know, on the listing it said that it was going to be this much. And, you know, they'll try to give, you know, their corporate bullshit spiel about why they can't give you that much. And they'll be like, oh, okay, well, you know, I actually don't think I'm going to, you know, I don't think I'm going to take the job, or, you know, it's not a good fit for me, whatever. And you get up and you leave. Like, and so obviously that gets under their skin because they might be used to people accepting that wage all the time. So for you to be like, no, I don't want that wage, I want the wage that was advertised, excuse me, you know, that might, well, it definitely does get under people's skin. Clearly, this is how do you get under people's skin? So off rip, before we even get to the cards, like, you're the kind of person that will say something and act on it. I'm also seeing this could come up for you in dating, where you might have people trying to get you to accept something that's less than what you personally go for. So it's like, I don't know, if you have certain dates that you like to go on, like if you're somebody who likes to go to like adventurous dates, but somebody wants you to come to a restaurant and have dinner with them, you'll tell them like, no, I don't want to have dinner. I want to go to Six Flags. I want to go to the museum. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to go to the park and have a picnic. Like, you're going to speak up about what it is that you don't like and move away from it. And if somebody doesn't want to give that to you, if they're like, well, I don't want to take you to Six Flags, I want to go out to eat. You're like, okay, well, go out to eat with somebody else. I'm not going to eat with you. You know what I mean? It could be things you could be very strict about your house rules, I'm getting. So you guys could be type of people like, take your shoes off in my house. And if somebody doesn't want to take their shoes off, then they just don't come inside. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying, to you. And that's one way in which you get under people's skin. I'm feeling like you have some type of specific rules about like the cleanliness of your house, or like, you know, you don't want people to sit this thing here, or to wear shoes in the house, or you know, you want them to wash their dish a certain way and things like that. So a way that I'm saying that you could get under people's skin is that people feel like you're naggy. Like, people could describe you as naggy. What it really is that, you know, you're comfortable expressing what you don't like about something and when you don't like something, and then acting on that. So it's like, it irritates people because it's like they end up having to adjust to your preferences or not be around you. And people who want access to your space, obviously, that is irritating them because you don't like something, you're going to deny them. Whereas somebody else might have just sat with that person anyway. You know, if this is like a thing where you're like, oh, I don't do coffee dates, and somebody, you know, everybody else that they ask on a coffee date says yes to the date and you say no, they're annoyed now. But it also, it's interesting. People also do respect you for it too at the end of the day though. Even if this is like hiring managers or people who you're trying to date or people who, you know, they're just not giving you what you want in whatever capacity. Like, it's like they definitely, this gets under their skin and it irritates them at first, but they do also respect the fact that you're not willing to just tolerate something just because a lot of other people do too. So it's you know, a double-edged sword type of thing. All right, so let's go ahead and pull some cards. Today I'm going to be using the Modern Witch Tarot. The box is over there though. I'm not going to go get it. Google is free. But yeah, it's the Modern Witch Tarot. And this one is really popular. Like, most people who watch readings enough, y'all seen this deck before. You know what I'm talking about. Let's see. I'm in a jolly mood today, clearly. We have the Three of Wands reversed. We have the Two of Cups reversed. We have the Knight of Swords. The Hermit. And the Magician. Bottom of okay. I'm gonna take the Sun as well because it just came out like when I was trying to put the cards back. And on the bottom of the deck we have the Eight of Cups reversed. Yeah, so I think kind of essentially what I was saying in the beginning is like really the overall way that you get on people's skin, because even with the tarot pulled out, it's like this is bringing up like different situations, but overall the general vibe to me is that you're the kind of person who will hold a grudge as well. Like, you're the kind of person where you're not very forgiving, and that's something that but it's like you're not very forgiving, and that's something that will get on people's skin. Like, you're the kind of person where, so typically, this is interesting, typically the Eight of Cups reversed talks about being unwilling to walk away from something that you probably do need to walk away from. You know, having that hesitancy there, or not wanting to. But in your case, with it being in reverse in this particular reading, in this context, I feel like you get under people's skin because you don't walk away. But it's like the thing that you are not walking away from is like whatever point that you made. It's like, because with the Three of Wands reverse and the Two of Cups reverse as like the first two cards out, it's like, you know, this card is about people's ships coming in, your blessings coming in, new opportunities being on the way to you. This is number 3, about you literally expanding. And the Two of Cups is obviously about union, divine connection, two people coming together, or two ideas coming together, you and your higher self, things like that. And so it's like, but in this case, with this being about other people, it's definitely giving relationships. And the fact that it's in these two both are in reverse, it's like the way that you're getting out of people's skin is by stopping the connection, or stopping their connection to you, or like stopping things in their tracks, putting things to a halt. It's kind of like the overall energy that I'm getting is kind of like the Hanged Man energy, where it's like, or a literal stop sign, where it's like, do not pass, like do not enter. If you enter, it's trespassing basically at this point. But then it's like, not only do you get on there, it's because you're like halting, but you also, with the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Hermit, the Magician, and the Sun. So this is Leo energy. And then the Magician, people say different things, but I like to stick with the ones that I know for a fact just have that one sign. But yeah, the Leo and the Virgo here, as well as the Magician, which represents all 4 elements, and the Knight of Swords, is like you will put a stop to somebody having access to you. And then it's like when you turn around though, you end up like taking off in a whole brighter direction, a more expanded direction by yourself. So it's like you're the kind of person where it's like you get under people's skin because not only do you make them feel rejected and less than, or like what they're not giving you, or what they're giving you is not good enough, but then it's like you also turn around and like immediately go get exactly what it is that you wanted, or immediately, you know, improve your life or level up or start to do better. You guys can resonate with the reading that I posted on TikTok last night. It was called how do you stand on business? Let me know if y'all want me to make that into like a YouTube video, like a pick a card reading. How do you stand on business? Let me know in the comments, and I can definitely do that video on YouTube as well. But some of y'all, because I know some of y'all watch my TikTok as well, some of y'all could have definitely resonated with that reading, because this is giving me that kind of vibe. And if you haven't seen that reading, go watch it. I'm not going to spoil it because you'll probably like that one too. But yeah, it's giving me that vibe. It's like this energy of you get under people's skin because like, I feel like when you first express that you don't like something that people are doing, or you don't like how they're not doing this or how they're doing that, people, they get irritated. They don't really want to hear that. And they feel like, you know, who does this person think they are? Da 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 da. By the way, you guys, yeah, I was like, can I on YouTube? I don't know. Girl, I don't care. I'm having fun today. This is muscadine wine. If you guys are not from Georgia, if you're not from the South and you never tried muscadine wine, you got to. Not all of it is good. Some of it is too sweet. You have to like sweet wine to like it. But if you do, you'll probably fucking like it. It's really good. So, yeah. Anyways, we're having a vibe tonight. We're having a time. Anyways, though, people get offended because it's like their first response is to be offended because it's like, who the fuck does this person think they are? Like, who you think you're too good to go on a coffee date with me? You think you're too good to go to dinner with me? You think you're too good to accept the wage that I offered you? Hello? You know? Or this could be anything. It could be like, you know, somebody has a business and I don't know, let's say somebody does hair or nails or makeup and they're like, oh, and you have an event coming up and you're talking about the event and they overhear you and they're like, oh, book with me, like da da da, and you're like, oh, no, thank you. You know, you try to be polite about it, but really you don't like their work, you know, or really like, you know what I'm saying? It's just not what you like. The work that they do is not necessarily what you like. And you like are like, no, I'm good. Thank you. I'm gonna stick to the person that I like to go to. And they get offended and they're like, the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, Drake. If y'all watched last night's TikTok, then you get the reference. But yeah, you know, they're like, but then it's like as time goes on and you go get your hair done or your nails or your makeup done by the person that you actually like their work and they see it and they're like, actually, they're not going to say this to you, but in their mind they actually are like, actually, I wouldn't have been able to make it look that good. This person, their work is better than mine, or they did eat that, you know what I'm saying? They have to like, they secretly on the back end are like, fuck, like that person thought my work wasn't good enough, but they still did find somebody whose work was better, and like I can't even pretend or deny or lie that it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Or it could be a thing where it's like you deny a job because like the wage that they're paying is not high enough and the manager wants to like, you're like, oh, who's that person think they are? You know, they should be grateful for this job in this economy because they're not going to find anything better. And then you get a new job that was paying the exact rate that you wanted or better, more than them, you know, a week later. And so, you know, if that person still follows you on LinkedIn and then they see you get, you know, you update your LinkedIn and now you're working somewhere else with a higher salary, they're like, fuck, what? Like they really, and then they like, damn. It's like people honestly, like they want to be happy for you, but it's like them being happy for you is also like a hit to their own ego because they tried to deny you of whatever it is that you were wanting. Or again, this could be things in dating where it's like, you know, somebody in the moment, if you say you don't like something or that you expect better or something different from somebody, they'll try to get offended and be like, oh, who do you are? Like, you're not going to find anybody better than me. You're not going to find anybody who loves you more than me or who's willing to do more for you than I am. And they'll kind of kick it as if like they're the best you can do and be so offended just for you to go and find somebody who's doing exactly the things that you asked them to do without even having to be asked. Or even if you communicate what you want, you only have to communicate it one time for them to start doing it. And so it's like the person, if you post your person or, you know, word of mouth, word get around the folks gossip. I might also do a gossip on you reading because I haven't done one in about a month. I don't want to do it all the time, obviously, but you know, we can check in, you know, here and there in terms of that topic. But yeah, it's like, you know, people are gossiping about it and, you know, word on the street is that you dating a new person or whatever and they're doing this and a third for you. It's like when the person hears that only wanted to take you to a coffee date or wanted to take you on a certain type of date that you didn't want to go on, then they're like mad about that too. Like, oh, they're just using that. It's like people, instead of them just being like, you know what, I'm happy that they found what they wanted, because that would be the mature thing to do, is for them to just be like, you know what, I couldn't offer that person what they wanted, or I didn't want to offer that person what they wanted, but I'm happy that they found it somewhere else. They could be mature, but it's not giving that they're being mature. It's giving that it gets under their skin even more, because then they're like, man, they're just using that person, or that person's just shallow, or they're just a gold digger, or, you know, they only value this. You know, people also try to reduce your values down to just like being a gold digger, or being materialistic, or being shallow, or because I'm feeling like the things that you say you don't like, I feel like they're like material things, like I said, because the examples that I gave in the beginning was like you're not accepting a certain wage, or not accepting a certain type of date from a romantic interest, not letting people do certain things in your house, or you wanting your house or the way that people treat your house to be a very specific way. Like these are all like material matters. And so I think that people will try to like reduce who you are down to being somebody shallow because you speak up about these things. But I feel like you also do speak up about logical and emotional things as well. You might speak up about the way that people communicate with you. Like you might be the kind of person to set boundaries very easily as well. And because we do have the Knight of Swords, so it's like, yeah, you're somebody who is very good at communicating, and it's like people will try to downplay it because they don't want to hear what you're actually saying. But you also express emotional things that you don't like too, because I'm getting like you can be the kind of person where, you know, you'll let somebody know if they hurt your feelings, and it's like they don't want to hear that, so they'll try to gaslight you, or make it seem like, you know, it's not a big deal and things like that. And then they get upset when you go and find somebody else who, you know, allows you to express your emotions, and they validate you, you know what I'm saying? But they'll reduce it down to like, oh, they just with them because they got money, you know? And it's like, well, yes, but it's more than that. It's deeper than that. And if you had the awareness and the intelligence that you're clearly lacking, then you will be able to see that, you know? So I find that to be annoying. I'm not gonna lie. I actually, in this case, in this type of reading, like how do you get under people's skin, I actually do prefer when it's something a little messy, like in, you know, low vibrational, where it's just like, oh, you know, you get under people's skin by being pretty, or by, you know, having the latest thing. Because in that case, it's more so just like I feel like it's more of just like a, you know, just based on the world that we live in, the economy and everything, like people, I feel like that's more, it's not so personal, you know what I'm saying, for somebody to be envious or jealous behind material things. But for somebody to be upset with you, or for you to get under people's skin by simply communicating your likes and dislikes, and when something makes you uncomfortable, and when you don't like something, that's a different type of energy. Like that means that the person in which, or the people in which, whose skin you're getting under in particular, y'all, they're really not good people. Because who does that? Like, how do you get offended by somebody, you know what I'm saying, like advocating for themselves, or just communicating honestly and authentically? Girl, it's giving like you piss off people pleasers. I feel like you piss off either people pleasers and narcissists, because I feel like they're really on the same, like when people first learn about narcissism, they try to paint themselves as an empath, as in like an empath is so sweet, but really an empath and a narcissist go together for a reason. Like empaths are not as sweet and nice as they portray themselves to be. Like, and I'm saying this as somebody who used to claim that role, and I was definitely not, girl, I was on bullshit when I was around here claiming to be a fucking empath all the time. Girl, not everybody is doing that, but I'm just saying, like, you know, so it's like, I feel like these are people, I'm saying that to say that I feel like you're attracting either people who are just narcissistic, where they just think like their shit doesn't stink and everybody should bow down to them, and so like, how dare you decline my offer because I'm the shit, and you should, like, you know, be super flattered that I'm even talking to you. Like, it can be like those types of personalities. But then it's also like the people who pretend like, oh, I'm such an empath and I'm such a good person, when in reality they're just like a people pleaser, and they're just like a covert type of narcissist, where they like are using emotional manipulation and gaslighting to still make the point at the end of the day that people should just accept their bullshit, or accept whatever crumbs they have, and like still paint that person to be a bad person, still paint you out to be a bad person if you don't accept that. But they're just doing it from like a woe is me, I'm the victim, crybaby type of way. You know what I'm saying? They're really both doing the same thing. It's just one of them is bold about it and one pretends about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like that, and that's annoying and that's lame. So we're gonna go ahead and end it here. Okay, so if you're from pile 1, we're gonna comment boundaries. Okay, if you guys are from pile 1, comment boundaries, so I know that you watched all the way to the end. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. Again, you still have time to enter into the contest if you would like to. Just comment on the top post on my channel, all right, letting me know where you found me for the first time. Other than that, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey pal 2, welcome to your reading. I am your host, AniyahJelisa. Thanks for being here with me today. You still have time, y'all, to enter into the contest to win a free 1-hour reading from yours truly, okay? $100 value, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get one for free, like the freak, so you can save your coin. Yeah, that's it. You just comment at the post on the top of my page, not a video, but it's on the actual post tab, where you first found my readings, and that's it. And of course, be subscribed, but other than that, yeah, let's get into it. Before I even shuffled any cards, or before I shuffle any cards, while I was shuffling the cards, Lord Jesus, while I was shuffling the cards, I was like singing like the question, and I was singing today with my friends. I was at the pool with my friends today, and I was like getting on their nerves by just like singing in a ridiculous voice. And so one of the ways in which you get under people's skin is that you're like goofy and like annoying. Like you could literally be the type of person to like annoy. If you have siblings, you could be literally be the type of person to just annoy them for no reason, like poking them or like singing obnoxiously or just making noise. Because I'm definitely hearing somebody tell you to shut up, for sure. So I don't know, this could even be you just literally going around making noise. You could like moan randomly or just like blurt out things. You could also play an instrument. I'm getting that some of y'all could play an instrument and you just like practice to the point where like people find it to be annoying. Like, not that you sound bad, but they're just like tired of hearing you practice something. That could be any kind of music, really, not just an instrument. You could sing or dance, and so you keep playing the same song over and over because you're learning choreography. Like, there's something here about like the noise that you make that people find annoying. It's just like your goofiness. Like, people feel like you play too much, okay? But let's see what else comes out with the tarot spirit. How does pile 2 play too much? I was definitely getting Gemini energy heavily, but we don't need to focus too much on the signs. But yeah, the Gemini is definitely like a funny like type of energy. Anyways, we have the Wheel of Fortune. We have, okay, I guess I know what I'm talking about. I was like, okay, the Lovers, Gemini, can't make this up. I came out reversed, but I actually feel like it's upright. No kidding. What else do we've got here? The King of Cups. We've got the Devil reversed. Yeah, I'm starting to catch the drift of what's going on here. We've got the Moon with Cancer. Lots of major arcana, and on the bottom of the deck we have the Magician. So lots of major arcana here. We got the Moon, the Devil, the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Magician. The only card that's not a major arcana here is still the King of Cups. So you guys are very powerful people. That's offering something that gets under people's skin. I feel like you're the kind of person where people are annoyed by your joy and you're annoyed by your happiness. And that's what gets under their skin. There are some people who are like playfully annoyed by it, where it's just like playful, you know, like it might be like your siblings who like, you know, yeah, they find it annoying when you like bother them, but at the same time, like they love you, and like it's annoying in a playful way, not annoying in like an actual like you're like truly resent, like they're like actually mad or like bitter towards you. It's not like that. You're getting under their skin. And this could be your siblings or like friends. Like I'm getting definitely like people your age, even your parents maybe though, or whoever raised you, like people who you lived in a house with. So this could be people who are either like your parental or guardian type of age, or like your peers that you had that were the same age as you, such as like friends or siblings, roommates, things like that. But yeah, those people, I mean, I'm picking up on them, and I feel like you get under their skin in like a playfully annoying type of way. But then I feel like there are some people more so on the outskirts. I don't feel like this is the people that are the absolute closest to you, luckily, but I feel like these are people kind of on the outskirts. So, you know, like cousins, aunties, people who maybe go to the same school as you, but you're not quite friends with them, or people who you work with at this, you are coworkers, but you're not like friends with them, or they're not your favorite coworker that you actually tell your real life business to, you know, that type of space. There are some people who are genuinely like annoyed by you because they're just miserable, and you are somebody who comes across as very happy and bubbly. You come across very sensitive as well, like emotionally sensitive. So I think that's also where you get some of your humor from, or where you like try to lighten the mood a lot of times, because I think you're somebody who people want to put you into a box, or people want to I'm really keep getting a Maya from Love Island, and I've been trying not to, I don't know, something about like referencing Love Island I feel like it's kind of ridiculous. But like honestly, like there are so many people watching it, I think that is at this point is like a collective like thing that to say that people will recognize about like certain energies, because people are obviously like associating the different energies with the different people that are on the show. And lately, like whenever I get this energy of somebody being kind of emotionally vulnerable, it like Amaya comes up into my mind. But yeah, so it's like you're definitely emotionally aware, but you're also like still happy as well. But there's also this like maturity to you as well, because this isn't just like the Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups. This is like the Moon, which is the major arcana ruling over this water energy, obviously, and then the King of Cups, which is like the highest one within the actual suit. So it's like you do come across as sensitive and like bubbly and fun here with the Lovers, but with the Devil, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Magician, it's like you also are mature and you are serious and you are strong. So you get under people's skin because it's like people kind of want you to be childish, or they want you to be naive, or they want to be able to little girl you or little boy you, or treat you like a child because of your happiness, because of your joy, because of your goofiness. But it's like once they try to do that, then they realize, once you reveal this Magician energy, this Wheel of Fortune energy, and even this Capricorn energy here with the Devil, where that is like, you thought shit was sweet? You thought I was slow? This ain't that. And the thing about it is, I feel like you're not even the type to really get feisty or anything, or like really get angry in that way, or like emotionally explosive. I just feel like you are the type of person to just simply reject the box, or reject the label, or reject whatever ideal that people are trying to project onto you about you being naive or weak or inexperienced or docile or a pushover. You really reject that and make it a thing to where like it's like people can't, it's not only, it's really like two things at once. It's like you get under their skin by being goofy, so it's like they kind of want you to like, they want to put you in a bad mood, or make you feel dumb, or embarrass you behind your jokes or some of the noises that you make, or things like just like the quirkiness and the like awkwardness or goofiness that you have. They want to make you feel embarrassed or ashamed about that. But then on a deeper level, they know that you're somebody who is successful in life. You might be very hardworking, or you might have some skills that support you in life, or you have a good job, or you come from a supportive family, so you have people around you that love you, like, or you have a really supportive partner that loves you, and like all around, like I feel like you have a foundation and like a sense of community and stability around you. So it's like there's also this energy of people wanting to take that from you, or wanting to see how you respond, or put you in a space where you don't get to experience that, because they might feel like you've never been through anything, or they might think that, or like assume that about you. So they also want to put you in a tough position. It's like so that they can like kind of remind you that life is hard, or like people like these feel like people who are definitely older than you, and people who are just miserable, or maybe they feel like, and maybe they really have been through more than you in life. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't, and they just assume that. But even if they have, it's like, I feel like your happiness really irritates people's shadow. Like it really irritates people who are like depressed or anxious, or have been through a whole lot of trauma, and they're just bitter and hardened and resentful. Like you're getting under the skin of like Scrooge type people. Like you guys have seen the Christmas Story with like Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge, like it's giving that. It's like that's how it is. If you guys seen the Disney version, I remind you, it's been like years since I've seen this. Obviously I used to watch it, every Christmas when I was a kid, but I probably haven't seen it since I was in at least high school, probably 9th grade, and that was like years ago. So I don't really remember too much, but I kind of remember essentially that at least in the Disney version, Mickey Mouse would go into the store, Scrooge ran the store, and Mickey was happy, and Scrooge was just annoyed by his happiness. Or it's kind of like the Grinch too. I think that's a more popular reference, where it's like he was just, obviously he had been traumatized in Whoville, and so now he hates them, and he ruins their Christmas every year. You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, not every year, but yeah, he's like, I've had enough of this shit, and I'm finna go and ruin it. It's like people like that. Like you're the Who's, and you're just happy living your life, and being joyful or whatever. And it's literally like people who are miserable or just unhappy that gets under their skin, the fact that you're happy and the fact that you're joyous and you're around here making jokes. It's like I'm also getting a TikTok sound where she was like, what'd she say? Damn. She was like, oh, it's funny, huh? It's funny, ain't it? And she hit the desk. She was like, dude, ain't shit funny. I could tear down a fucking building. Like that. Matter of fact, okay, I'm recording on my phone. My iPad is too far away. I'm not going to get it. But yeah, it's like that type of vibe where like people, yeah, people just get annoyed by your happiness, if I'm being honest with you. Like, they don't like how you're so happy and how your life seems to be well. It don't even seem like a thing of like you being super rich. It's just like you just seem happy and like that's enough. Like, we have rainbow with hope and medical staff with healing. Okay, this is the soul's journey. No, this is the signs of the times oracle deck. But yeah, with hope and the healing, it's like people, you literally healing from things that you go through and continuing to be positive and have hope and faith in life is what gets under people's skin. Like, you could also attract, I'm getting like atheists or people who don't, maybe you believe in something higher than yourself, whether, you know, you believe in the universe and you're somebody who's into astrology and like energy. You could follow a specific religion, or you could even be just agnostic and spiritual, where you don't name what you believe in, but you know you still believe in something higher than yourself or outside of yourself. Like, people who don't believe in anything, that's one way that you get under their skin, by even having a belief in a higher faith. And they'll get irritated that, and people might try to argue with you about your spiritual religious beliefs, that, you know, there's no such thing as, you know, faith and none of this matters and all this kind of stuff. And when you don't succumb to their way of thinking, that gets under their skin, because they feel like they're smarter than you. And it also irritates them, because it's like they feel like they're smarter than you for choosing not to believe in anything outside of themselves. Yet it's like a disconnect, and like they're kind of experiencing cognitive dissonance, because you seem to be a lot happier and more stable in your life by believing in what you believe in than what they believe in, than the life that they're living based on what they believe in. So that's also something as well. Like, this could be, especially if this is like, I'm getting excuse me, the main two ways I'm getting this particular way that you get in people's skin is like, it could be people who are either just completely like atheists, who don't believe in anything at all, getting irritated with you about this, or this could be specifically people who are religious and they have like a very strict, and it's like a strict religion. They are like religious in like a very strict way, and you might be somebody who's more spiritual, or you are of a different religion than them. And those people also get annoyed, because it's like, by you simply choosing to believe in what you want to believe in, they're taking that as like a personal attack. That, you know, it's like if you believe in Allah instead of the Christian God, they're like, oh, so by you believing in Allah, you're saying fuck my God? And it's like, girl, I just said I believe in Allah. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah. I'm getting that people also, you get under people's skin because it's like they want you to be their punching bag, or they want you to be the person that they bully to take out their feelings on, because you seem like an easy target because you're so happy. But that's what I say. It's like you ask people, or you in your head will respond to things. You be like, she does not, do you think she is sweet? Like, you know what I'm saying? You probably have had to, because I feel like you kind of keep most of your darkness and most of your aggression contained with the Capricorn and the Cancer here. And these are also both sister signs. I feel like you keep your emotions under wraps, and like you're very mature about how you express yourself, even though you are somebody who feels a lot, and you're very passionate and like intense kind of person. But again, you know how to be the bigger person, you know how to move about the world, and so you might attract people who, again, like they're like just miserable and they want to stomp out your light, or they want to ruin your mood, or they want to bully you, or, you know, people who get a kick out of seeing somebody down, or like, you know, just making somebody feel bad because they feel bad, and they, you know, it makes them feel good that they can make somebody else feel bad, you know, those kinds of people. So that's really annoying. And also with the medical staff healing card, I feel like your healing also gets under people's skin, because you might be the kind of person who doesn't hold grudges, or who you just don't really care enough. I think you're the kind of person who's just really focused on like living your life and being happy and doing the things that you want to do, for yourself, and that's usually like your main focus. But there might be people who feel like they have beef with you, and you know, they want to argue with you, they might want to fight, they might want to sue and press charges, and they might want to just have this whole like back and forth and drama and all this stuff. And they like assume that they're gonna have that with you when they see you or when they interact with you, but you don't even care. And so it's like you might tend to just ignore people, or yeah, you might just choose why am I stuttering tonight? Like, what's going on? Anyways, child, you might just choose to be the bigger person, just take the high road. And so you tend to not really care about the beef by the time the person gets to you. You know what I'm saying? So then it's like that gets under their skin, because it's like they had all this anger and all this like built up rah about what they were gonna do, or you know, how y'all were gonna be this and you were their mortal enemy and all this. And you're like, you know, actually it's really not that serious. Like, I don't have anything against you, but you're also not gonna bully me though. Like, if you want to fight that bad, then I mean, I'm not gonna just let you hit me, you know. But I ultimately don't want to fight you, or I ultimately don't think it's that serious. I think we should be able to move on from this. You know, like, you come at things just very level-headed and like collected. I don't even want to say calm, because it's not really calm. Like, people can feel the brewing tension underneath your surface, your face, and your body language. But it's like, because I'm getting that you're very direct, and you will confront somebody, or you will tell somebody straight up, like, look, who are you talking to? But it's still a maturity about it, where it's like, look, watch your mouth. We don't need to fight, you know, but at the end of the day, watch your mouth, because I am grown and you're not going to disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, you can drop it right there. If that person says, you know, all right, my bad, you can drop it right there and move on. You're not going to hold a grudge about it. And while you would think that would be a good thing, it actually irritates this person, because again, people are looking, when you're the kind of person, like, they're kind of looking for a reaction out of you, or they're looking to have a negative effect on your emotions because you express your emotions so boldly. So it's like, when you're happy, you're going to be silly and boisterous and goofy, and you're going to express that joy. And so since you're expressing that, they want to see you express something negative. They want to see you angry, or they want to see you sad. They want to see your feelings hurt. They want to see you feel shame or embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? And when you reject that, or even if you do experience it, but then you still bounce back from it, and then still just go back to being happy again right afterwards, or the next day or whatever, and you let things go and move on, and still don't allow anything to steal your joy for long term. Okay, yeah, you might be mad, you might make me mad, or might give me my feelings right now in this moment, but I'm still gonna have a good day today, and I'm gonna have a good day tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that. And now I'm just gonna know not to talk to you and not to fuck with you. But I also still am not even beefing with you. Like, I don't even care about you for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like people, it's like you get into people's skin by being able to easily either dodge or quickly recover from their attacks, essentially. Which is annoying. Why are they, see, it's like, if these people wasn't so, if they weren't so worried about attacking other people, and they would just go ahead and heal their own trauma, then they could be happy too. But, you know, sometimes people are so stuck in their ways that, you know, whatever. But that's what I have for you, Pal 2. If you're from Pal 2, comment trigger. Comment trigger, because you guys trigger people. All right, you trigger people who are miserable. Your happiness and your joy like triggers them. This is literally like that cliche saying where it's like your light irritates their demons. In this case, that's actually the truth. Okay, but if you guys want to enter into the contest to win a free 1-hour reading from yours truly, it's $100 value, so y'all might as well enter. Okay, like, somebody's gonna get one for free ski. Like, go ahead and comment and join. All right, you do have to be subscribed, but yeah, that's it. Just comment on my latest post on the post tab, and that's it. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, Pal 3, welcome to Naya's Notes. Welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be doing how do you get under people's skin. I am your host, AniyahJelisa. I said that out of order, but not too much on me. Okay, so the only announcement today is that I am still running the contest to give away one free reading, 1-hour-long reading from yours truly, $100 value. Go ahead and enter the contest. All you have to do is go to my last post on my post tab and comment under that post about where did you first find my readings, and that's literally it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Today I have been kind of channeling messages, not kind of, I don't know why I said kind of. I have been channeling messages before even pulling cards that have been coming through. So off rip, for you all, I feel like you get under people's skin just by existing, by just like being there, just by showing up. You could be somebody who is very physically attractive. You could have like nice material things. I'm also getting that you could be like the favorite, or you could get some type of like pretty privilege or just favor when you're in certain spaces. And so you get under people's skin just by showing up, because it's kind of like you're taking the attention off of them. Or if they were previously the best in the room, they were the best in the room until you showed up. This could even be something just related, even if it's not related to like your looks or material things. It could be just like skills. Like, I don't know, if you are somebody who's athletic or you're good at basketball, it could be like one person is the best person on the court until you show up. Like, they're beating everybody else until you come, and they can't beat you, you know. You're like the one person that they lose against. Or they could feel like they're the prettiest in the room until you show up, and it's like you're the one person who's, you know, just as pretty as them or prettier. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, things like that. This could even be in school, down to like grades. Like, somebody could have the highest grades in the class except for you, you know. Or when you come to the school or you transfer or whatever, it's like you get a higher score than them, or you know, you get better grades, and it's like, ugh, you know, it's like you get under people's skin by making them feel like they're in second place. Like, these are definitely people, this is particular, for every pile, I've not only picked up on how do you get under people's skin, but I've also picked up on like what kind of people these people are. And for you, pile 3, you get under the skin of people who are very competitive for no reason. Like, you get under people's skin who are competitive really in general. So of course, if you're actually playing a game, like if you're playing sports or chess or checkers, or if there's an actual game or like an actual prize to be won, then you definitely get under people's skin by beating them at the game or being better than them at whatever the game or the skill is. But then there's also people who will create competition with you when that's not even a thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no actual competition or game happening. There's no prize to be won. They're just creating this competition in their head. So for example, with where I said the, you know, if you're like prettier than somebody type of thing, if we're just all existing in the world, there's not actually a competition going on about who looks the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a real thing. Like, unless, you know, you and somebody else are actually like fighting for somebody's attention, which is a situation that I don't actually see you being in, then it's like, that's not a thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not the kind of person who goes around like always thinking about being better than the next person, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like being better than somebody at something. But it's like these are the kind of people who they're constantly comparing themselves to everybody, not even just you. Like, it's not even really personal to you. Like, they will do this with anybody who they feel like is better than them in some way, but it's really something that they're inflicting upon themselves by constantly making everything into a competition and constantly comparing themselves to other people. If you are comparing yourself to people, there's always going to be somebody who is better at you than something, or who has more resources than you, or who has more money, or who might look better according to a different beauty standard, always, every time. The world is so limitless. Like, there's always going to be somebody better. There's always going to be somebody who has more. There's always going to be somebody who fits the standard a little bit better. And, you know, people who have not accepted this, they feed their ego off of being better than others. But it's like a trap type of cycle to be in, because again, if we know that there's always going to be somebody who has better or more, then you basing your ego on the fact that you have the most doesn't make sense. And so it's like these people set themselves up to constantly feel less than and insecure, but they don't realize that they're doing that to themselves. You know what I mean? And so when you come around, it gets under their skin because they're comparing themselves constantly, instead of them just seeing you and appreciating you and not comparing themselves to you and then appreciating themselves and thus not comparing themselves to you. They just do. And you're like one of the people where it's like they compare themselves to you and they feel like they're actually the loser in the situation. And of course, nobody likes to feel like a loser. And so then that resentment or that insecurity just gets projected onto you. So you could have people, you could be the type where like you get under people's skin and like the way that they go about it is to try to embarrass you. Or like you might be the kind of person where you might sometimes attract people who will try to like talk shit about you in a group setting, or like point out one of your flaws in a group setting, or you know, accidentally spill something on you that gets on you, messes up your hair or your outfit or something like that. They could like conveniently bring up, you know, your business around certain people, or, you know, gossip about you, or just kind of try to sway other people's opinion of you and try to get other people to think that you're mean or that you're stuck up or things like that, when really you're not. It's just that, again, like they are in a fake competition with you, and because you're winning, it's like they feel like they have to do these smear campaigns or do these weird things to try to like level the playing field, you know. This is I was just saying in another pile, like, lately I've been getting Love Island references because I've been seeing so many damn clips. And I think it's so many people watching it now that it's gotten to the point where I'm referencing that in the collective because it resonates with so many people. Even though I've never even downloaded Peacock or seen a full episode of the show. But it's like you're reminding me of people like Sierra. I don't watch the show, but all of the clips, she just seems very calculated and opportunist. You know, somebody, you can just tell, like, when she's feeling insecure about something. And from the clips that I've seen, people have said, like, she's the character that, like, every time her man shows interest in somebody else, she, like, sleeps with him, and she makes it, like, a big deal and makes noise and does it in the bed while other people are there in the same room, and just makes it, like, this obnoxious, like, show, basically, to, like, assert dominance or to, you know what I'm saying? Like, to try to, like, manipulate her place or whatever. It's like, these are people like that, where it's like, if their partner shows interest in you, they're gonna be the type to, like, get all up on them and do the most, and you know what I'm saying, to try to, like, show that when it's like, whole time you might not even wanted that person. You might have just been literally having a completely platonic conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's actually funny because literally my friend was telling me about today about how she was having a conversation with this guy at, like, a event, and then his girlfriend literally came and sat on his lap while she was standing there talking to him, and it just made her feel really uncomfortable. And yeah, like, you be that type, like, where you inspire people to do shit like that because you get under their skin, and so it's like they want to either knock you down or, like, make these, like, just they try to assert themselves over you, but not in, like, a way where they're trying to like, pick on you per se. It kind of is that, but it's more so like a thing of they're trying to, like, because I feel like when you bullying somebody is essentially trying to make them feel bad about themselves, but it's like the reasoning be different. This reasoning is because they already see you as above them, so they're trying to, like, knock you down or, like, offend you or make you look bad on purpose so that they can try to feel better than you. Okay? It's like that type of vibe. I'm already 7 minutes in. I haven't even pulled a card yet. So let's see, Spirit. How does pile 3 get under people's skin? We have the Knight of Pentacles. Alright, y'all, I ran out of storage when I'm back. Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. We have the King of Wands. Okay. The World reversed. One more card. 5 of Pentacles. And yeah, the 4 of Cups, and then the Empress right underneath that. The Freak. And Judgment. Yeah. So another way that you get under people's skin, I was gonna say get on the nerves, but get under people's skin is that, like, you're somebody who really makes people work for you and work for your attention, and you could have very nice taste. So, like, y'all could have definitely resonated with another pile in this. I wouldn't be surprised if some of y'all watched the whole reading, actually. But with the Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, I definitely feel like when people approach you, they already know, like, they need to approach you with material things. Like, you could really value money and stability, okay? And so it's like with the 5 of Pentacles and the 4 of Cups, it's like if somebody is offering you lack or something small or minuscule to you, you're going to literally, like, look at it with judgment and, you know, be like, no. Like, the Empress, you know, regardless of your gender, even if you're a man or a masculine watching this, it's like you are somebody who's very abundant yourself. And even in the beginning, how I was saying, like, even before I pulled any cards, I feel like you are already seen as, like, a winner in life, or you're somebody who has favor in life, whether it be materially, the way you look, your energy. It could even be just your aura and your energy and the way that people treat you or respond to you, or your athleticism or skills, education, and things like that. It's like you already have an abundance of these things about you naturally. So I'm getting a way that you get under people's skin is that when they come towards you, they know that they have to bring these things. And if they don't have them, then you're not going to be interested in them. And of course, that gets under people's skin because I feel like people want to come into your world. Literally, like with the World here reversed, it's like people want to be able to orbit around you. Like, you guys could definitely have prominent Leo placements, but also I'm getting a lot of energy in a lot of placements though, because I'm getting, of course, definitely Libra and Taurus here with the Empress card, but I'm also getting Leo, and I'm also getting earth signs, so Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Well, we got Taurus twice actually, but yeah, like, it's giving me like all of those kind of vibes, like all of those signs that are just associated with like material wealth and abundance, and like letting it be known as well that you have this material abundance, and wearing it and showing it and expressing it, and like making it a standard. And like I feel like y'all get under people's skin by, again, like just being somebody who doesn't meet their standards. And it's like people want to be irritated by it because, again, with the Ten of Wands, it's like you make people really work for your attention, and they know that they have to show up with something solid, like a stable offer. But it's like they're showing up to, excuse me, somebody who's in the King of Wands and the Empress energy. So it's like there's definitely like judgment here. It's definitely like, it literally is giving me like, and this is obviously very dramatic, but it's literally making me think about, if you ever watch a show about like the olden times where there were kings and queens, about somebody like a peasant basically coming to the queen with an offering to ask for a favor. Literally, it's like, and they want to be in the castle, and they want to be able to speak to the queen and ask her for something, and they want to receive a gift from her, or, you know, a favor or whatever. And so they're, you know, they're like working, gathering up their best thing to offer and like presenting it. And then it's like, for you to potentially judge it and say that it's not good enough and you don't want it. And you're not coming into my world because it's not good enough. And it's like, even if you try to say this as politely as possible, it still is just like soul crushing to people. Like, you're definitely somebody who I feel like you run a tight ship, or you have a small circle. So where it's like you naturally attract a lot of attention, but you're very selective about who you like to be around. And you could like to be around people who are like you. Like you could, because I feel like you're somebody who, you've dealt with like the jealousy a lot, like maybe your whole life, maybe, because I feel like the things that you have, I was gonna say I feel like you've had them your whole life, and for some of you, you have had these things your whole life. Like maybe you were born into money, and so obviously like your parents have had money your whole life. Or if you are very physically attractive, it's like you're you, so you probably have looked that same way your whole life. Or even if you did have a glow up, maybe some of you did have a glow up, if it's something about your looks, or, you know, you got good at something later on in life. But it's like, I feel like whatever it is, even if you weren't born with it, it's like you've experienced life with it for long enough to know that, you know, sometimes you trigger people just by being around, basically. And so because of that, you find that it's safer and easier for you to be around people who have the same things as you. So if you are physically attractive, you might, not that you're like choosing friends based on looks, but you might just find that you can only be friends with people who are confident within their looks. Not saying that they have to fit a specific beauty standard, but like they have to be confident in the way that they look in order to not compare themselves to you. Or again, if you're an athlete and like, you know, sports is important to you and you're really good at sports, you can only be friends with other athletes who are confident in their skills. You could, if you have money, you could want to be friends with other people who have money, because, you know, when people don't, then maybe, you know, the relationship just gets weird, or, you know, they end up wanting you to pay for everything, or eventually getting jealous about the money that you have, or, you know, just stuff like that. And there's just these different things that you find that it's easier to be around people who are equally yoked with you, essentially. And that gets under the skin of those who are not equally yoked with you. This could even be education. Some of you guys really value education, and maybe you know other languages, like maybe you're bilingual or a polyglot, because that came up. And when I was saying, yeah, you guys definitely could have been drawn to a different pile, because I was saying in that pile that it was their energy was reminding of a reading that I did on TikTok last night, on how do you stand on business. And and this is whole different part of the reading, but still referencing that same reading. One of the parts that I was in the reading, I was talking about how, yes, you could be you could be bilingual or polyglot. Also, I don't know why I can't talk tonight for real, but yeah, so some of you guys might know multiple languages or have multiple degrees, or even just one degree, and like that's a standard for you, that you only want to date or really be like close friends with somebody else who also speaks multiple languages, or also has a degree or degrees. Or this could even be travel as well with the world. Like you might be somebody who likes to travel, or who's considers yourselves to be well-traveled or cultured, and you like to date or be friends with other people who have also done that. So if somebody is like never left their hometown before, you might find yourself less likely to want to interact with them in that way. And it's just like all these different little things that you have about like what type of person you want around you, or what type of material experience you want to have. That's a way that you get under people's skin, because you ultimately make people feel inadequate. Like people feel broke, ugly, lame, weak, out of shape, not good at the sport, not good at the game when they're around you. You trigger people's insecurities or people's lack. Like you highlight other people's lack. This is kind of one of those things where, and it's kind of an unfortunate thing, because it's like, you know, people, all of us want to be abundant, right? Everybody wants to be abundant. So, you know, on like a human scale, people aren't necessarily wrong for experiencing a negative feeling when they watch somebody else benefit from something that they don't have. But it's just about the way that these people are dealing with the energy. Like, they're not really transmuting it into something positive. They're just kind of more so letting it consume them and like forgetting that they have power over this thought process or how they're viewing the situation. And so they just kind of, you know, the best they can do is just try to, like I said, you know, make you seem less than what you are, or try to, you know, sway a public opinion about you, or, you know, call you a gold digger, say that you're stuck up, say that you're this and you're that. But yeah, I think you're also the kind of person who, you've owned this, because like I said, I felt the need to mention the fact that I feel like you've lived with whatever this is for a long enough amount of time to where you kind of basically were probably already expecting this type of energy. Like, you already knew that this was going to be something that was said about you because you already know this about yourself. And so it's kind of like this vibe of like, you don't really care to, like, how do I say, you don't care to be seen as the bad guy. Like, you're not even, like, some people can't be emotionally, y'all, I'm stuttering so bad tonight, for real, like, what's going on? But it's like the vibe where, you know how some people, they don't like to be called a gold digger, they don't want to be associated with being shallow, you know, they still want to be seen as a good person. And, you know, people might be humble and, you know, not want to do too much or like pop their shit because they don't want to make anybody feel bad. They don't want to, you know, flex what it is that they have, but people still end up not liking them anyways. It's like, you used to be like that and you realized that people weren't going to like you anyway, or people were still going to try to bring you down anyway. So now it's like, you know what, if you think I'm a gold digger, I'm a gold digger. If you think I'm a hoe, I'll be a hoe. If you think I'm a stuck-up bitch, I'll be a stuck-up bitch. As long as you leave me alone. Like, whatever it takes for you to get out my face, you know. It's like, you guys have that type of energy about you, so that only feeds into, that only just gets under their skin and triggers them even more, because then it's like you don't even feel bad. It's like you're shitting on them and you don't even feel bad, because it's like, in reality, you're not even really shitting on them. They just think that you're shitting on them. You're not even trying to be shitting. Like, you could be literally, these people could be people that, if they were just be normal and like not create this competition energy with you, y'all could be friends, y'all could be cool. They might not be just terribly bad people, but it's just like, they don't know how to process their emotions. They don't know how to process their feelings of inadequacy or insecurity. They don't know how to stop comparing themselves to others. And so they just project it onto you, and you've done this enough times to see it, even when the other person is not aware of it. And so it's like, you don't even engage. It's like, it's like, you're comfortable with being the villain. You're comfortable with being the bad guy, because it's like, you already know that the people who are on your level intellectually and emotionally, they're going to be able to see that this person or people like this are just jealous, and they're not going to feed into whatever slander they're trying to put on you, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, just trying to paint you a certain way. You know, basically it's like, you know that the people who are for you are going to see your heart and see your authenticity and see that you're not the kind of person who like gets off on making other people feel less than. And, you know, you find your people and you move on, you know. So that's what I have for you, pile 3. If you're from pile 3, what should we comment? Comment favor, because you guys receive favor in life, whether it's pretty privilege, you got money, you know, you're very fit and healthy body wise, you're very skilled at something, you're educated, you traveled the world, like, you are shown favor in your life, and that is how you get under people's skin. Your favor triggers them, okay? It makes them feel, you know, just lacking and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I have for you, pile 3. Definitely give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also, if you still have not entered into the contest, you still have a few more days, okay? So go ahead and definitely comment on that top post on my post tab so that you can join the contest and enter for a chance to win a free 1-hour reading from yours truly, okay? Other than that, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.